Batman 1943. That's right, there was a Batman movie released in 1943. This is the first ever Batman movie. Now, this is a serial film, and serial films are different than today's films. Today you go to a theater, you see a movie in its full entirety. A serial is not like that. A serial is broken up into parts. In this case, 15 segments. And each segment you would see in different weeks. So you would see episode 1 the first week, then part 2 the next week, and then the third segment the week after that. So it's like a 15-week TV show, but in a theater. That's basically how they did TV shows and stuff like that. They did a lot of stuff in the movie theaters in the 40s. Sports, opera events, movies. They did a lot of stuff. And going back and watching these old movies from the 40s, it amazes me. Because I studied film in college. You know, today they didn't have, today they have all the fancy computer gadgets and CGI imagery. They didn't have this stuff in the 40s. So they had to rely heavily on practical effects and in-house effects to pull these movies off, and they did. The fact that they pulled a Batman movie off back then, it amazes me. As far as the plot, you have Batman and Robin. They are in Gotham City, and they are taking down a Japanese crime lord named Tito Daka. Tito Daka, he's a Japanese spy after the events of Pearl Harbor, and he is there to steal uranium from a uranium mine to build a uranium gun. It's some kind of vaporizer. So he wants to use that gun to vaporize Gotham City. So Batman and Robin have to team up to stop him. I like the action in the movie. I think that's pretty good. A lot of the action today, it's choreographed, they're shaking him, but in this movie, you can actually see who's hitting each other. I like the black and white approach to this movie instead of the standard color movies we see today. The costume that Batman has, it's pretty basic. It's a lot more accurate to the Batman first appearance costume. So it's not a lot of fancy gadgets or armor on him, it's just a regular costume like you see at a costume store. The music in this movie, it's pretty cool. It kind of fits a Batman. It's more of like an orchestra song rather than today's music where it's just licensed music from another artist. Music feels natural, kind of organic. So I like this movie. Give it a 10 out of 10. I think everybody did a good job of what this movie did. And this movie was released in the theaters in 1943, became a success, and that led to the 1960s Batman TV series. There were a lot of similarities. The logo of the Batman movie in 1943, it's similar to the 60s TV series logo. There's also a narration that opens up each chapter. And Batman 1966 kind of uses that same approach. You can definitely tell how Batman 1966 adopted some of the influences that this movie created. The actor who played Batman in this movie is Lewis Wilson. He is the first actor to play Batman on live action. So tomorrow I'll review the sequel to this movie, Batman Robin, released in 1949. There's a different actor who played Batman. His name is Robert Lowry. We will get into that movie tomorrow. This movie, like I said, I give it 10 out of 10. Like the serial format, it allows Batman to be more of a detective. It relies more on his quick wits and strength and a bunch of gadgets. See how each chapter in this movie has its own story, and it's interesting to see how each chapter stitches itself together. Seeing Batman Robin work together to find Tito Daka, seeing Tito Daka, consult his goons throughout the 15 chapters, take out Batman. I think it's interesting. I miss these serial style format of movies. Wish they would do some of these again. I thought this movie was pretty cool. 10 out of 10. Might not be a movie that I would watch every week, but if you're a person who likes to watch 1940s, 50s movies, this would be one that I would recommend. So that's Batman 1943.